Okay, welcome back. This is Mr. Hassan's Maths channel. I'm now answering question number 9 from the June 2024, the R paper from Pure Mathematics P2 from the International A-Level Edexcel exam. And this question here is about logarithms. And here we are given that 3 times the log to the base 2 of t plus 4 minus 2 times log to the base 2 of t minus 2 is equal to 7. And we got to verify that t equals 4 is a solution of this equation. So basically what we have to do is replace the t with 4 and show that this is what is going to come out as 7. So we have 3 times the log to the base 2 of 4 plus 4 minus 2 times log to the base 2 of 4 minus 2 is equal to, let's see what that gives us. It should give us 7. I'm going to show the steps for this. So 3 times log to the base 2 of 8 minus 2 times log to the base 2 of 2. Now log to the base 2 of 2 is 1. So this leaves you 3. Well, we can use the power law here, or we could just do the following, make it very easy. We know log to the base 2 of 8 is 3, so you end up with 3 times 3. Log to the base 2 of 8 is 3 because 2 to the power of 3 is 8. And log to the base 2 of 2 is 1 because 2 to the power of 1 is 2. So this is 3 times 3 minus 2, which gives you 9 minus 2, which is equal to 8. Simple as that. I think even you could put this in, stuck in your calculator and get 8 out, and that would be fine for you to get the answer as long as you've shown that you replace the t with 4. Then it says, show that t cubed minus 116t squared plus 56t minus 448 equals 0. So basically what we have to do is you have to take this equation and rewrite it using the laws of logarithms. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do when you want to combine these log terms together, you've got to get rid of these multiples by using what's called the power law. And I have a video which I have gone through some of the basics of the laws of logarithms. And I will link this video somewhere at the top here, okay, and try to link it so that you can see exactly the basic laws of logarithms and go through it if you need to go through it, if you need to brush up on those. But basically what we're going to do first, we're going to use a power law in which the multiple becomes a power. It's like if you have log to the base a of b to the power of c, you can write that as c times log to the base a of b. So the multiple can become power, the power can become a multiple. So I'm going to write this as log to the base 2 of t plus 4 cubed. And I'll do the same thing for this. I'll put minus log to the base 2 of t minus 2 squared equals 7. Now, once I've done that, I can use the law of logarithms, the subtraction law, to combine these two together because there's a subtraction here, so you can write them as divided. So I've got t plus 4 cubed over t minus 2 squared. And that's equal to 7. That's log to the base 2. And then I can use the definition of logarithms. I know log to the base a of b equals c can be rewritten as a to the power of c equals b in index form. So I've got 2 to the power of 7 equals what's inside the logarithm. So I have t plus 4 cubed over t minus 2 squared is equal to 2 to the power of 7. Now 2 to the power of 7 is 128. That's 128. And I can multiply that by t minus 2 squared. And here I've got t plus 4 cubed. Right, so I'm going to cube this. So I'm going to have t plus 4. The easiest way to cube it, I could use binomial expansion. Well, this is pretty easy. You can just write this as t squared plus 8t plus 16. It's like you square t plus 4 and then multiply it by t plus 4. And that gives you 128 times t squared minus 4 times t plus 4. Just expanding that bracket. Now I can expand this further. T times t cubed, t squared is t cubed, plus 8 times t squared, plus 16 times t, plus 4 times t squared, plus 4 8s are 32t, and 4 times 16 is 64. And this is 128t squared minus, that's 4 times 1 half, that's 480, 96, I think. No, 480 and 32. Let's see, 128 times 4 gives you 512 t and plus 512. Okay, 128 times that. Okay, now we can bring the terms on one side. So I've got t cubed, and I've got 8t squared plus 4t squared is, let's just simplify this first, plus 12t squared. You've got 16t plus 48t, that 32t, sorry, that's 48t. And you've got plus 64, and this is 128t squared minus 512t plus 512. So now bringing everything on one side, t cubed, you got 12 minus 128. 12 minus 128, that gives you minus 116 t squared. 48t plus 512, that's going to be 560t plus 560t. Yeah, and then you got 64 minus 512. 64 minus 512, that gives you minus 448 is equal to 0. And is that what we had to show? T cubed, yes, minus 116t squared, yes, plus 560t. Yeah, plus 560t. Okay, minus 148. Where are we gone? Sorry, too far. That's right. So t cubed minus 116t squared, sorry, plus 560t minus 448 equals 0. Okay, so that's what we had to show, and we've done that. And there's the answer to part B of this question, I think. That's part B. Yeah, and now for part C. It says, hence, using algebra and showing your working, solve the equation. So we already know that t equals 4 is the solution to this equation, but we've got to find other solutions. Okay, other solutions, and we've got to give each answer in simplest form. So that gives me an idea that maybe some of the answers might not be in exact form, or might be in third form or something like that. So it might give me a clue of how to proceed once I've got to a certain stage. So now there's different ways we can proceed. One way it would be we need to factorize this. We need to factorize this in order for us to be able to find the values of t for which this whole thing equals 0. Now we already have one factor, which is t equals 4. Okay, the other factors we can find by doing something called algebraic long division, or the other route. So we can do algebraic long division, or we can do what's called inspection. So first of all, I'll show you algebraic long division. If t equals 4 is a solution, that means t minus 4 is a factor. Okay. All right. So if I now know that t minus 4 is a factor, I can do long division. I can divide this by t minus 4. Just make sure there's nothing missing. Cubed, squared, that's right, so nothing missing. So t cubed minus 116t squared plus 560t and minus 448, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to do algebraic long division here in order for me to find the other. So t into t squared, t cubed goes t squared times. T times t squared is t cubed. T squared times t minus 4 gives me t cubed minus 4t squared. And I'm going to now subtract these two lines. So I'll have t cubed minus t cubed, which is 0, and negative 116t squared plus 4t squared, which is negative 112t squared. I'm going to bring down the next term. And then I'm going to say t times minus 112t gives us minus 112t squared. Multiply those together, you get minus 112t squared plus, that's 4 times 112. That's going to be 448t, isn't it? 4 times, that's 400 plus 48. That's right. Okay. Now I'm going to subtract these two lines. That gives me 0. That gives me 560 minus 408. That's 112. T, I think, yes. So you're going to have T times 112 plus 112 gives me 112T. 112 times, and I'll bring down the next term, which is minus 448. So 112 times T is 112T. And 112 times minus 4 is minus 448. So we see here we have basically a remainder of 0, which is what we should get because we can see that, you know, there's no remainder. So therefore we can say the other factor is t squared minus 112t plus 112. So we can say that t cubed minus 116t squared plus 560t minus 448 is the same as t minus 4 times t squared minus 112t plus 112. And then we can now proceed to solve it. Okay, but before we do that, I'm just going to give you an alternative method of finding the other factor here. And that is by doing the following. Say t minus 4 is one factor times something gives us t cubed minus 116t squared plus 560t and minus 448. So this thing we know is in the form of a quadratic, because a linear times a quadratic will give us a cubic. So it's at squared plus b times t plus c. So we can see that a is 1 for sure, okay, because t times, you know, they have to end up with t cubed. So a must be 1. Just comparing the coefficient of x cubed. Now, if we compare the constant, let's compare the constants. So on this side, the constant is going to be minus 4 times c, minus 4 times c. And that should equal the constant on this side, which is negative 448. Which we can see that c is equal to, it's going to become positive 112. Right, so that's 112 as we found there. Okay, and then we can compare, for example, the t squared terms. Now, the t squared terms are found when you do t times bt. So t times bt is going to be bt squared. And then the other term is going to be found when you do minus 4 times a. Okay, which is minus 4a. That's the other t squared term. And that's going to be equal to negative 116 t squared. Right, so that's the coefficient of the t squared term. Remember, a is equal to 1. So you got b minus 4 equals negative 116. So b is equal to negative 116 plus 4, which is negative 112. So we can see that b is 112, negative 112. So therefore we can say that t minus 4 times t squared, 1t squared, minus 112 times t, the b is minus 112, and the c is plus 112, which is exactly the same as what we got there. So both ways work for us to be able to find the factors that we need. Now we have to solve the equation. So we can say that it's either t minus 4 and you have t squared minus 112t plus 112 is equal to 0. So either t equals 0 or either t equals 4, which we know is the solution already. Okay, this is a solution as we know, we verified that. Or we can say t squared minus 112t plus 112 is equal to 0. Now I'm pretty sure this doesn't factorize very easily. Okay, however, what we could do is we could use the quadratic formula or complete the square to find the values of t. What I'm going to do, because it's just a 1t squared, I'm going to just complete the square. So I have t squared minus 112t equals minus 112. Just get rid of the constant on this side. So now I have t minus a half of 112 is 56. T minus 56 squared minus, now we're going to do the square of 56. So 56 squared gives us 3136. Okay, so that's t minus, okay, and that's equal to minus 112. So we can say that t minus 56 squared is equal to, we're going to basically take away 112 from that. Okay, that's 3024. So we can say t minus 56 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 324, which gives us 12 root 21. 12 root 21. So t is equal to 56 plus or minus 12 root 21. So there's two possible values of t. T is 56 plus 12 root 21, or t equals 56 minus 12 root 21. Now we got to verify that these solutions work. We know that t equals 4 is one solution. We verified that already. Now these numbers, if we put them back into the original equation, for as long as what's in here ends up as being positive, it's not 0 or negative, then it'll be fine. But you cannot put a negative or 0 number inside the input for a log function. So for this one, I think there's no problem, because you're going to add 4 to that. It's just going to be positive. But this one, if the value of this t is less than 2, if it's 2 or less, okay, then there's going to be a problem here, okay, because when you subtract 2 from something, all right, we can see the value of this is more than 2. Is the value of this less than 2? Let's see. So we have 56 minus 12 root 21. Now that gives us t equals 1.009. 1.009. So therefore, no solution for this. So therefore, the only solutions are t equals 4 and t equals 56 plus 12 root 21. If I was to replace inside this equation, okay, 56 minus 12 root 21, its value is less than 2, so this will become negative and it will be undefined. So there's no solution from this. These are the only two solutions. So make sure you show clearly that you've discarded the solutions that can't be solutions. Right, so those are the two solutions here, 56 plus 12 root 21 and t equals 4, which we were told already anyway. And that concludes this question here, number 9 from the June 2024 R paper for the Edexcel Pure Mathematics P2 exam. Other questions from the paper can be found in the playlist on the top right of the screen. Other questions from the topic of logarithms from the bottom right of the screen here. You can subscribe to the channel by clicking on this link. And here, the link here will take you to a video which shows you how to use my channel. Thank you for watching and see you soon.